If there's one person you should look for advice on how to invest, it's definitely Elon Musk. Time after time, he has proved himself to be a genius in this regard, which is why in this video, we're taking a look at the best Elon Musk investment tactics. One of the first things you should learn from taking a look into his life is that he's never taken things for granted. Whenever he's made millions of dollars from something, he's always chosen to reinvest some of that back into another venture. Take for example, the time he sold Zip2. This was one of the first companies he had launched from the ground up along with a friend of his. After the company was sold out, he made a cool $22 million from the deal. He could have chosen to retire right there and then, but instead, he chose to launch yet another company, which was called X.com. He then did the same thing yet again when X.com did really well and was bought out by another company. This is why Tesla and SpaceX exist right now, and it wouldn't have been possible without his forward thinking. The reason why Elon has been so successful with his investments and reinvestments is because he's always had a goal in mind, and not just a small one that's 5 years from fruition. No, he plans to settle mankind on Mars, and for this exact purpose, he's always chosen to invest his money in ventures that move the needle in making that goal a reality. He's so adamant on making this come true that he's already accepted that when his time comes to depart this worldly plane, he wouldn't do so while hoarding a huge amount of money, as he would have spent most of it on making his goals come true. Now you might be thinking that he's just making false promises, but if you were to take a look at his present life, you would realize that he's already following this way of living. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Another tactic that Elon has followed in his journey to become the billionaire that he is today is that he hasn't chosen to act on impulse. There are many people that are known to do this, especially in the stock market. While a stock might look like a good deal in the short term, we have to think about it in the long term, and this is exactly the sort of thinking that Elon follows. He's always preached about taking a first principles approach to things, and he hasn't applied this just to his projects. Even if you take a look at some of his investments that might seem a bit impulsive, such as the investment he made in Doge and Bitcoin, he's maintained a steady hand while dealing with those investments. He often reiterates on social media that he hasn't sold any of his investment in Doge, and this is because he's looking further than anyone else around him. Not only is he a true believer in the future of crypto himself, but he's also pushing his companies to adopt the technology so that they keep up with the times. Having goals is all well and good, but another thing that's interesting about Elon is that he's always prefaced those goals with some of his dreams. What this means is that he isn't just going blindly after some goal in life that might not come true, but he's also pursuing his dreams as well. This is better explained by something he thought of doing back before SpaceX was a thing. He wanted to sell a small plant to the surface of Mars, and the main reason that he had for wanting to do this was so that NASA could get an increase in their budget and thus a mission to Mars. When he looked into the economics of making this dream a reality, he came to the conclusion that starting his own rocket company was a better option than just buying a rocket. He's always longed for humanity to get to other planets, and Mars is just a first step. While Elon might have had great success with his investment, you'll start to notice that he doesn't have a lot of them. So far, the vast majority of his money is in his own companies like Tesla, SpaceX, The Boring Company, and Neuralink. Outside of this, he only has a small amount invested in crypto. All this is due to the reason that he likes simplicity in all things, and this is another tactic that more people should follow. If you keep your investments concentrated in a small number of stocks or companies, it becomes all the more easy to manage and to keep an eye on them. You could also learn from his mistakes, as he's currently facing the fallout from his decision to acquire Twitter, aka trying to increase the complexity in his life. He had initially just invested a certain amount of money in the company, but he went a bit too far in his pursuit and ended up with the mess that he's in right now. All this is to say, don't just learn from the things he's done correctly, but also learn from his mistakes and missteps.